Hello, my dear angling friends, and welcome back to the channel. I'm thrilled to be here with you today to break down what's happening on the water for a very special day, the 7th of November 2025. Now you might be thinking, November in Ireland, that sounds cold and wet, and normally you'd be right. But this day, my friends, is shaping up to be quite unique. We're looking at a surprisingly calm and dry window amidst the usual blustery November conditions, which could mean some incredible opportunities, especially for those of you chasing the big ones. Get ready to discover why this specific day might just be your chance to land that personal best, with a detailed look at everything from the air temperature to the moon's pull. Stick around, because you don't want to miss my secret tip for enticing those sluggish autumn predators. All right, let's dive into the tactics, because knowing where to cast and what to use is half the battle, isn't it? First up, the mighty pike. Friends, November is absolutely prime time for these freshwater giants in Ireland, and today, with these calmer conditions, is no exception. Where to look? With coastal water temperatures trending downwards, pike are truly switching on in slightly deeper waters. Focus your efforts around drop-offs, submerged weed beds, and the edges of snags. Why? Because that's where the baitfish, seeking refuge from the cooling shallows, will be gathering, making them easy targets for an ambush predator like the pike. Rivers like the Shannon and loughs such as Derg and Ree are showing excellent activity this time of year. What to use? A medium to heavy spinning or bait casting setup is ideal. Think big. Large soft plastic shads, jerkbaits, or even oversized crankbaits in natural baitfish colors will work wonders. My little trick for today, given the predominantly calm weather, is to work your lures slowly and deliberately, pausing them often. Pike can be a bit sluggish in these conditions, and a slow, tantalizing presentation often triggers that strike. Next, let's talk about bass. November is renowned as a superb month for bass fishing along the Irish coast, often yielding some of the larger specimens of the year. Where to look? The abundance of baitfish, which might be pushed around by previous unsettled weather, makes bass incredibly active. You'll want to target them along the southern and west coasts, around rocky outcrops and sandy beaches with good structure. And here's a little insider tip. November is a great time to hit the beaches, fishing into dark on a rising tide. Bass often become more confident and feed aggressively as the light fades. What to use? For beach casting, consider using lugworm or ragworm as bait. For lure fishing, try surface lures during dawn or dusk, or soft plastics and shallow diving crankbaits during the day. And finally, for those who enjoy a more relaxed session but still want action, the humble but rewarding coarse fish, particularly perch and flounder. Where to look? As the water temperature continues its downward trend, coarse fish like perch will move into deeper parts of lakes and canals, seeking stable temperatures. Look for them along features like underwater humps, canal lock gates, and deeper sections of slower-moving rivers. For flounder, they remain a reliable catch across many beaches. What to use? Small jigs, tiny soft plastics, or traditional worms and maggots on a drop shot or light ledger rig will be your best bet for perch. For flounder on the beaches, simple ledger rigs with lugworm or maddies are usually effective. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, the theoretical base for our forecast, because understanding why is just as important as knowing what and where. Weather. For the 7th of November 2025, the forecast for Ireland is surprisingly calm. Daytime temperatures will hover around 10 to 11 degrees Celsius, dropping to between 4 and 5 degrees Celsius at night. Crucially, we're expecting 0 millimeters of precipitation, which is quite unusual for November in Ireland, a month typically known for its rain. This absence of rain, coupled with what is likely stable atmospheric pressure, means fish should be more comfortable and less prone to seeking deep refuge from sudden changes. The wind forecast isn't showing anything extreme, which will make for much more pleasant fishing conditions than often seen in late autumn. This stable, drier weather is a significant positive for fishing activity. Water temperature. Coastal waters around Ireland are currently averaging around 12 to 13 degrees Celsius. However, the general trend is definitely downwards as we head deeper into autumn. This cooling means that while predators like pike and bass are active, taking advantage of abundant baitfish, many coarse fish are becoming less active in shallow areas and are already seeking deeper, more stable sanctuary. So remember to target those deeper features for your perch and other bottom dwellers. Moon phase. On November 7th, 2025, we will have a waning gibbous moon. This is just one day after the full moon, with approximately 93 to 97.55% illumination, and it's around 17 days old since the new moon. Many anglers, myself included, believe that the period around a full moon significantly increases fish activity, especially for predators who use the increased light to hunt. This could mean a stronger bite, particularly during moonrise or moonset, or even during the day if the clarity is good. Overall fish activity. Considering all these factors, my friends, the overall fish activity for the 7th of November 2025 can be rated as good, with periods of strong activity for predators. The cooler air and dropping water temperatures will make some coarse fish a bit sluggish, sending them deep. However, the abundance of baitfish and the clear activity of pike and bass, combined with a favorable waning gibbous moon phase, mean that if you're targeting the right species with the right tactics, you could have a fantastic day. Don't be afraid of the autumn chill, dress appropriately, and the fish will be there. So, my dear friends, that's your fishing forecast for the 7th of November 2025. I wish you all tight lines and screaming reels. May you have nothing but big ones. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this forecast helpful. And please subscribe for more weekly tips and predictions. And tell me in the comments below, what are your favorite autumn tactics? And what's the biggest fish you've ever landed in November? Share your stories. I love reading them. Until next time, stay safe out there and happy fishing.